I'm here. I'm live. I'm live. Let me insert the polls. Which poll question should we do? Which poll question should we do? Oh, before I do that, got to insert the important information. And how is everyone? Curious to know. Curious to know how you guys are doing. Okay, I got one. Oh, pick the wrong thing. I picked the wrong thing. Poll. I am all ready. I have my cards and everything, guys. So feel free to come in. I'm just setting up the polls right now. Ooh, what should I say? There's so many. Okay. And I wish there was more options. All right. We're all set up. We're all ready for a little late night live. Feel like I should dim the light some to get the mood. I wonder if that, that didn't really do much. Whatever. Let me get my phone, guys, because I don't think I have it. I know where I put it. All right, I found it. Got my poll. The polls are up. And let me go to the channel, make sure the sound is okay. Make sure you see me fine. I'm going to change that light because it didn't really do anything. Let me go here. Make sure that you guys can hear me perfectly fine. Ooh, okay. Go to my channel. I don't know why the thumbnail looks blurry. I mean, it's a high resolution photo and it is up to YouTube standard, but it looks blurry for some strange reason. Frustrating. I'll have to figure it out. But I am here live, ready to go whenever you guys want to go. Beauty and the Beast. Okay. Love the choice. Definitely good messaging. Always about the true beauty being within. Hey, Marlon, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's going good. It's always nice to see you. Ooh. Right now, I'm just shuffling away, making sure that everything is good in terms of not having all the cards be one right after the other. I've had 2 vacations almost back to back. So just resting, shadow work, and tarot. I love to hear it. You deserve a break because I know you work hard. So I'm glad that you get to focus on your shadow work and your tarot. You deserve it. I mean, I hope things are going well, because I know you said you wanted to, learn more and everything. You're welcome. I'm so glad to hear that you're getting great vacations. It's always good to just relax, rest, enjoy life, and focus on the things that you're passionate about. Isn't that amazing? I mean, I wish that for everyone, that we all could focus on what we're passionate about every day. Yeah, I'm getting over the shock of how scarily accurate it is, but been using it to fix issues with myself, self-image, trauma, etc. I absolutely love that. Tarot's so powerful, so I'm really glad that you've been able to use it to help you, and I guess bring more happiness and a level, a feeling of what's the word? Just releasing of heaviness, right? Because trauma and everything can be so heavy. And I feel like that is what tarot's for. It's there to help us be our best selves, so that we can be, free and more light like a feather. So this is good news. I'm so happy to hear this. And you're right, tarot can be so scarily accurate. I know there have been times where I've made like predictions like years down the line, and then I'll go back and I'm like, wait a minute, how did I predict that 3 years ago? Then I'll be dumb. I'll asking dumb questions like, compare me to which X-Men? No questions are dumb, That's actually an interesting question, to be completely honest. Which X-Men did you get? I know my favorite is Mystique. And what's the woman's name? She's really powerful. Is it Jean Grey, or I'm trying to remember her name. What is her name? I'm curious. Yeah, Jean Grey, I believe. I always get Scarlet Witch or Dark Phoenix. Yep, Jean Grey. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to remember not Dark Phoenix, Scarlet Witch. Let me look up. I know Dark Phoenix. Scarlet Witch. What was her powers? Oh yeah, I remember her twin brother, Quicksilver. Yeah, okay, now it's coming back to me now. I haven't seen X-Men in forever. Okay, I had to Google that real quick. Now I remember her. Yeah, she's the one who didn't have that much control over her abilities. But she was pretty powerful. Maybe it's like saying, because I know that you're developing in your skills with tarot reading and shadow work. So it's kind of in a way that like you're powerful and you're still developing and learning how to control things. Maybe that's what it's kind of like what Spirit's trying to say. Toy Story. Ooh, 50% Toy Story, 50% Beauty and the Beast. Guys, don't forget to vote on the polls. Yep, that's how I took it too. Oh, we came to the same conclusion. Great minds think alike. Just so you guys know, my Disney pick would be Mulan. I love Mulan. But Toy Story might be next after Mulan, then Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King. Yeah, it's definitely scary how accurate tarot is. And it picked up on the fact that, you have strong psychic or spiritual abilities and you're growing in them. I watched Mulan for the first time last year. I really liked it. Wow, first time. Dare I say The Lion King might be a little overrated? Ooh, controversial statement, but I actually agree with you. I mean, I feel like The Lion King wasn't that interesting. And what's crazy is a lot of my power is in my voice, and that's my biggest insecurity. So I had to get over it so hard. That's kind of like how it always is. The things that we're the most insecure about is usually the things that's most interesting or that we should utilize or put out there. First time in a live, wanted to say hi. Hope I'm saying it. Is it XAE? How do you pronounce that? I don't want to mess it up, but welcome for the first time in a live. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that. Zay. Okay. Oh, you both got it. Zay. Yeah. I like that name. Period, Marlon. I'm glad you were on top of it, Marlon. I'm always struggling to pronounce people's names. So I'm like, okay, let me not get this wrong. I've gotten so many people's names wrong. It's like I'm cursed. But guys, let me know what type of readings you want to see next. Obviously, I'm polling, so I'm getting ideas from everyone right now. The polls are back, but I love direct feedback on what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to talk about. I have like quite a few planned. Like I have a whole list of readings. But depending on the feedback, it's going to depend on which one goes first or the ones that I want to put out there. I'm just shuffling these. I think they're fully shuffled now. Mm-hmm. Would you ever do a pet reading? Yeah, I've done pet readings. People have asked me questions about their pets and how they get along or how they feel about certain things. I think animals definitely, they have a conscience, they have a spirit. So, I don't have an issue with pets. Pets definitely have different personalities. Some pets are clingier than others. Some are more adventurous. Some are very like slow, or they don't want to move too much or do too much. It's interesting to see just how many different personalities pets have. Mine is clingy, child. Gotta push her off me all the time. Sometimes it's good to have a clingy pet, because then it's like, oh, they really love you. They like being around you. They enjoy your company. Some people's pets avoid them like the plague. I don't think it's because they don't like them, but some pets are just kind of, they need their space. Just like some people need their space, some pets need their space. And welcome anyone coming in. Woo, the cards flew. What was that? What was that? Different energy. All right. It's not, but when she lays on me while I sleep, she's a heavy girl. Do you have a cat or a dog? Bruce is too. I got to see what's the best way to train him. Yeah, that's the thing about pets. You got to figure out how to train them. I know some cats. I was just watching this video. I think it was about a cat that was like obese. And so they kind of had to train the cat to be more, what's the word? Active, I guess. They said it was kind of difficult. A pit bull. Oh, yeah. They can be heavy, but their pit bulls are so cute, though. Especially the little puppies. I guess all puppies are cute, but I really like pit bulls and corgis. Those are the ones I'm like, oh, so cute. Marlon, you have a dog? I know you said, I think I remember. I'm making that up. That's my homegirl. She's definitely grown, but she thinks she's a puppy. That's, you know what? That's true. Yes, Bruce Leroy. He's a micro pit bull, a bulldog, micro bulldog. Wow. Bulldogs are very cute too. I really like that. That's a cute name. I like that he has like a person name. That's really cute. Danny Glover. He said he looks like the husband from The Color Purple. His face is really human. That's good because then, you know, you can read his expressions. I swear, dogs know what we're talking about. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like they do. I feel like, I think they said dogs understand what, is it 200 words? I'm not sure. It might be more. I think they said they're like a 2-year-old. 2-year-olds can understand a good deal. At least from what I've seen. Yeah, dogs are pretty smart. I'm sure in the future somebody's going to figure out a way to translate between dogs or animals in general and humans. It seems like we're going in that direction. So I think I saw someone do that with dolphins, if I'm remembering correctly. Mm. Oh, Beauty and the Beast is winning. Okay. I didn't realize people were such a fan. Bruce will tell me to get my bald-headed self up, stop watching baddies, and take him outside. Bruce wants you to be active. Bruce wants you to go out and see the world. I've never watched baddies. I've only heard about it. I think they said it was like Bad Girls Club, but more extreme. I swear, reality television is, I don't know, it seems like it's getting more extreme, like more out there. I guess they have to shock people. Bruce is tired of Natalie Child. Yeah, I know it's terrible, but I'm not evolved yet. We all get sucked into tired of Natalie Chin. I'm guessing that's someone on the show. I gotta look these people up. I hate they're starting to show parent and daughter physically fight. It's embarrassing. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. Yeah, and to have that on TV forever, that's rough. It's tough to come back from that as a family because it's like you can never really forget that, and it's hard to forgive too. So, but I'm not surprised. I remember on my feed, I don't know what was going on with Love Island this season, but I've never seen so many posts or people talk about Love Island. And what I heard was that it was just more extreme. They were doing a lot this season, I guess similar to like baddies. Not similar like they were fighting, but the extremity part. I'm about to watch Love Island because I'm sick of them. I had to jump on the Love Island train. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, you guys fill me in because my friend gave me some updates, but I'm like, what is going on with this? Like, why were people blowing up this conversation so bad? Like, it must have been wild. Okay, they said it's on Peacock. That must be the only show that's getting Peacock subscriptions. Yeah, that's too funny. You might be right. You might be right. I do like what's the show that Will Smith produced, Bel Air? I guess the spinoff of Fresh Prince. Well, I guess it's not a spinoff, more like a remake, a dramatization. I do like that show. Yeah, it's really the fans right now for sure. Yeah, I think so too. Peacock does not get a lot of viewers, I would imagine. It doesn't have like a lot of shows that are interesting. That show is good too. Yeah, it is good. I haven't seen the third season. I'm going to go watch it this weekend. So I'm excited to watch it. But Peacock, I'm trying to think of shows on Peacock that are interesting. I can't think of any. They have some good older shows and movies. Like I was watching 21 Jump Street, the older version. Fans are calling CPS on the single mama, making racist memes. It was a lot and kind of scary. Ooh, that's pretty bad. I don't know why people are acting this way over a show, but people are really out there on the internet, you know. I think they're always bold. They'll say whatever and do whatever and think there's no consequences, but we live in a day and age where there's definitely consequences for your social media history. Yeah, that's really over the top. Really uncalled for. All right. Since it's Friday, I'm going to do the weekly collective ahead for next week because I said I would do that. I don't know if I put that in the title. So I wish I had a question. You know what? Feel free to think of a question if you can think of anything, even if it's just clarifying the month ahead. But you don't have to have a question. I'm here to talk too. Let me put that in the title. The weekly collective. I don't think I put it in there. All right, let's do the weekly collective because I like doing them. And if anyone wants to come back and see if it's accurate for them or how their week planned out, we can see. Let me shuffle these cards a little bit more and then be done. Okay, we already have 2 cards flying out. That's funny. We got the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. I think we got that a week ago, not last week, but the week before that. It was like the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Cups. Different deck too. Seems like this is like an emotional thing. Maybe because Jupiter's in Cancer. Let's pull one more card. I want to pull at least 3. And the Empress. Okay. All right. We're starting off the week ahead with maybe some high emotions. You know, the Knight of Cups can be someone who can get in his feelings, you know, the Knight of Cups is someone who can get in his feelings. So we might start off in the week not being a fan of Mondays and Tuesdays and ready for the weekend, especially with the Knight of Cups here. Knight of Cups is like, oh, these people are emailing me again. I've got to talk to this customer. I got to talk to this client. Got to deal with this boss. I don't want to deal with them. This person get on my nerves. Like the Knight of Cups can be like that. Very wishy-washy. It's very much like, I don't want to work right now. I want to go play in a field and things along the lines of that. But with the Knight and the King of Cups, that definitely indicates a level of sociability and having a lot of communications for the week. Both of these cards deal with just being surrounded by people. Cups are very much into sociability and personal relationships. It doesn't have to be that personal. It could just be like a coworker. So I would expect if you have a job that has meetings, to have more meetings or to have a lot more emails, chats. What do you call it? What's the one that's popular? There's Teams. And then there's another one. It starts with an S that's popular. Can't remember the name of it. Maybe more so chats going on there, but there's a lot of back and forth that is happening in regards to that. And I would say the Knight of Cups, it does have some good elements about it, especially since it's following the King of Cups, where it is thinking about how can I bring more happiness and joy and fulfillment into my life. So I wouldn't be surprised if, we took a few more breaks at work and scrolled through our phones or did something that was a little bit more of a distraction to make ourselves feel better. And the thing I love about these two cards is that they are both, in love with love. Same with the Empress. She's connected to Venus. You can even see it on the card here with her little heart rock. There's this element of wanting to have connection, wanting to have love. So that may be on our minds, or we may be even thinking about crushes, pursuing someone, or even having some flirtations to some degree. That can be a possibility. I love to see the King of Cups because to me, it seems like things turn around midweek. I feel as though when we have the King of Cups, that's just a good time. I recently got this card last weekend, and that was me in New York, hanging out with friends, having a great time, going to see plays. Like the King of Cups is just like, I'm doing what I want and I'm having fun and I'm surrounded by people or a particular person that brings me happiness, that brings me joy. There's just more freedom and a lightheartedness when you have the King of Cups there. It also shows like strong emotional regulation. So it's not like everything's perfect, but you know how to deal with it. You know how to handle it. You're like, oh, that's disappointing, but you don't let it affect your day. So midweek things starts to turn around and we start to feel a little bit better about things, having a more positive attitude, especially since we are ending the week on the Empress. Love to see the Empress because I often get the Empress to represent happiness. And I used to get it a lot to represent proposals as well. So there are these moments that just feel exciting, fun, feel as though that we're just enjoying our lives to be certain. And I really like the Empress because it does represent stability as well. So if you've been feeling things are a little bit rocky or unsteady in your life in certain areas, well, this translates to, by the end of the week, the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is saying that, hey, like, I feel like things are good, things are solid. I don't have to worry too much about things. I'm comfortable. I'm feeling like I can enjoy myself. I can sit back. I can relax. There's less stressors here and there's more support. So I really feel like this is what's going to be happening the week ahead for everyone. So be on the lookout for any sort of romantic encounters. If it's not romantic, well, towards the mid and end week, then this can just represent having great friends or family there to hang out with and just be fun to be around. Yes, this is the best I've felt in years. I literally have no reason to be yet. I'm grateful. That is good to hear, Zay. I love that. I love that you are in a great place. I know Marlon's in a good place. You just had the vacations and everything. So I'm happy. I'm happy that things are turning around for everyone. We're all feeling more secure and safe and happy within ourselves. Thing I love about the Empress is she's very confident. She knows what she wants. She follows her passions. She is someone who doesn't take life for granted. And so I think that's great collective energy. Ready to go back to work and line it up with whoever. That's too funny. I'm in a great mood. I love that. Don't let anyone take away from that. Yeah, definitely. You're in a good mood, so keep it that way. Don't let any negativity or nonsense or people's mood swings bother you. Keep going, do your thing, and be happy. That's period. I felt that. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear that you two are doing well and that the energies align. For sure. I feel like this point in the year, things are starting to switch around and things are starting to change, which I did hear some astrologers say. They said around August, shifts start happening and things start to feel a little bit lighter. So, Ella, she knows I've been having a tough time for the last few months. It's switching though. Yeah. I mean, you've definitely been going through it, but you've grown, you've grown and it's amazing to see. So I absolutely love that the good news is coming in, the positivity is happening, and we're having more, what's the word? We're having more joy come into our lives. It feels like a stronger sense of control of our destiny. What's your sign? You give me earth sign vibes, but I know I'm wrong. I'm actually an Aries. But I do love earth signs. I love earth signs. Taurus is going to be my favorite, though. Oh, why the oh? Do we have a bad rap? Virgo. I like Virgos too. I know a lot of Virgos. It doesn't give. I was thinking Taurus or Virgo. That's funny. I didn't realize I was giving off Taurus Virgo vibes. I do like those sign places. Earth signs, we need them 100%. They help make the world go round. Otherwise, we'd all be in chaos, for sure. Me too. I was thinking Taurus. What's your sign? I didn't realize I was giving off the earth sign energy. Heavy Taurus energy. Yep. That is so funny. But I do love Tauruses. Maybe the energy is rubbing off on me. Sagittarius. Oh, Sagittarius, so fun. For me, I feel like Sagittarius and Leos are the funnest signs. Most entertaining, for sure. For sure. There's always an interesting story with a Sagittarius. Virgos too, but in like a different way. It's a different way. I would say Virgos do a lot of interesting things. Like a lot of Virgos I know like start their own businesses or they're like very ambitious and they're very smart too. Not to say Sagittarius aren't smart. They are smart. Yeah, that's why I was shocked you're an Aries. We're literally flame sisters. Yeah, fire sign energy. I said, I'm not too fond of them Leos. Leos can be a lot. They definitely, it's so true that they need the attention. I don't care what anyone says or what any Leo says. They love that attention. I don't know what it is. Could be a late Aries, almost on the cusp. I get that Taurus energy. I'm actually an early Aries. Yeah, very early Aries. I would be more on the cusp of like Pisces Aries, but I'm early Aries. But all the sign placements are good. There's good and bad people of every sign placement, and they all have qualities that help the world, I think. I think the fire signs are the gross sisters from the proud family. Aries is tall sister, Sag is the baby. Why would you put us in that category? The gross sisters were bullies. So I don't think I really avoid any sign. My friend is a Scorpio. I feel like Scorpios are very, very loyal, like very loyal. And thing I like about Scorpios is they follow their heart a lot. Even if they don't admit it, I really feel like they're lover girls and guys. Male Scorpios are supposed to be the worst. I've never dated a male Scorpio, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, about the male Scorpios. I see. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that people had such issues. Hey, Veronica, how are you? I'm doing good, actually. A lot of work as usual, but I'm actually doing really good. I hope you're doing good. Life is pretty solid. I feel like, I just got the Fool. That's what I was about to say. I feel like there's like a new beginning. That's funny that the Fool came out. Coming on, a new shift. I feel like there's just new energy in the air. So I probably wouldn't like Aquarius because they're distance and need space. I'm an Aquarius rising and I get it, but my Aquarius friends be ghosting me, baby. I don't want that in a relationship. That's too funny. Yeah, Aquariuses are like that. That's so true. I'm trying to think of the Aquarius energy, like sun, moon, and rising people, and that's so true. They're like they cannot do all of that chatter, hanging out all the time. They are not the ones. Yeah, you're right. The Fool is confirmation. That's so true. To be with an Aquarius, you got to just like pull away for a bit. Like you got to give them their space. And if you're coming in, don't forget to vote on the polls. And I am taking questions. We've been talking, but I am taking questions. As usual, it's $5 for yes or no, $10 for in-depth readings. And that is what I wanted to say. And I am very curious of what you have to think on the poll. What is your favorite Disney movie out of the selection? Obviously, they only give me 4 choices. Okay, I will send for a question. Okay. Let me know if it is Cash App or PayPal. Ooh, I'm thirsty. Aquarius are kind of mean. I don't know if that's true. Maybe some of them. Some of them can be mean. They are saying. Not you guys confirming it. I'll say personally, I haven't met too many mean Aquariuses. More so, I've met Aquariuses that they just need their space. Like you really can't be up under them all the time. They're like paper cuts. Oh no. I hope you get to meet some good Aquariuses. I hope you get to meet some nice ones that are kind to you. Oh, Veronica said she just sent. Okay. Let me know your question, Veronica. Yeah, because people say that about Geminis, but I've only met really nice Geminis, so I'm not sure. Geminis remind me of Aquarius too, because maybe it's an air sign thing where they need to just pull away. Like you really can't be texting them, blowing up their phone all the time and doing this and that. They're always like, call me, call me, call me. But then you call them and they're just like, why are you calling me? Like someone. They're so funny. Very Gemini, the twin signs, right? All right, I'm shuffling for Veronica. Beauty and the Beast is winning. Wow. I didn't realize Beauty and the Beast was so popular. Me either. Maybe it's the choices. I'll have to give different choices. All right. Let me shuffle for Veronica. See the question. I think so too. I'm gonna have to give different choices next time to see if it's really popular and see if that's really the Disney movie people like. Maybe I'll throw in the Little Mermaid next time. Okay. Can I ask, what is the Gemini dude I'm dealing with? Why we didn't hit it off, even though I knew we had a connection? Was it other people? Okay. Well, this card came out. We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Geez. We have the Page of Wands. And we have the Seven of Swords. Focus on the card, not my face. There we go. All right. Let's pull these cards up to the camera. There we go. So for me, the reason that you guys didn't hit it off, even though you had a connection, I mean, this sounds stereotypical, but it's true. This person was generally scared to switch things up. They don't want to go out of their comfort zone. When we have that Four of Pentacles, even though this person can recognize that there's something there, they feel like they don't want to take the risk. They don't want to take the chance. You know, I'm guessing that this person has some anxieties about things not working out, about feeling rejected, about maybe, you know, them getting their heart broken or something along the lines of that. But there's a lot of insecurity on his part, generally. So for them, especially since we have this Page of Wands, they have a pretty immature mindset. You know, the Page of Wands is like, okay, I think I want a relationship, but then when it comes to the actual work, it's more so that they have more enthusiasm rather than follow through. So ultimately, this person chose to sort of run away. You know, when there's presented a circumstance such as building a connection with you, they felt as though, honestly, they felt a bit scared, and they felt as though they're not sure they have it in them to fully give their time, their energy, and open up and be vulnerable with another person. And thus they just ran off. You know, they went off and did their own thing. They're just like, I'm going to avoid this. I'm not going to face it. This has got me maybe a bit frustrated, maybe a bit overwhelmed. I feel like this is too hard. You know what the Page of Wands reminds me of? It reminds me of like a child. You know, it reminds me of like when a kid does something and it frustrates them and it challenges them. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not fun anymore, right? And that's kind of like this person. This person doesn't really have a deep emotional maturity. And so when they're confronted with a connection with someone who they vibe with, someone who sparks an interest, they're like, oh, I'm not really sure I want to engage with this because I don't know how to manage my emotions in this situation. Or I'm not really sure if this is going to work out and I don't know how I'll be able to deal with that. And so they choose to pull away. You know, they choose to avoid the situation completely and take themselves out of it. They're not focused on building those sustainable connections. They want to stay within their box. They want to have things be the same, essentially. He said, I know all the girls he wanted didn't want him until I came into the picture. Wow. So So that would explain, maybe he's very inexperienced when it comes to dating. And that would explain why, more than likely, the idea of romance versus the reality was too much for this person to handle. I really do feel as though they just aren't ready. At least they don't feel like they're ready. We have the Two of Swords here. That's someone who just, they need time to pull away, to reflect, to decide which way they want to go, what's important to them. They need to go inward and do some reflection to understand who they truly are and what they desire, whether that be a relationship or a connection, or if they are looking for something else. And I don't know what that something else is. The cards aren't giving it. But to me, they just seem like a very confused individual at the moment. And they want to stick to having things be easy for them. And I think right now they're thinking about, why is that? Why they make that choice? Why is it that they decided not to fully go and dive into the relationship? Because they really want to reflect on this. We have the Fool card here. Shows a lot of naivete, immaturity, and a lot of impulsivity with the Fool card here. I want to clarify the Fool. We have the Seven of Cups. Just kind of reflecting back what I said, where they're still trying to decide what they want. They're still trying to figure it out, and they don't really know themselves that well. You know, the Fool card is about someone who is a beginner, inexperienced in a situation. They don't have a full concept of who they are and what they desire within the world. And I feel as though this person is taking the time to figure it out, and they're pulling away to do so. So I think it was less about other people and more so about their own insecurities holding them back, Veronica. That and the fact that they're not clear on what they want. Since we have that Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups representing confusion. But let me know what the behavior you've seen in this individual. Oh, good. I dodged a bullet. I think so too. I think you did. I really did. I think they would have given you a lot of back and forth. Probably been pretty inconsistent. I think they probably would have brought some frustration into your life. Oh, Zay sent a cash app. Oh, okay. Let me know your questions, Zay. All right, let me shuffle these cards. Ooh. It said, I found out that he has dealt with exes that the girls baby him, like bum behavior. That explains why, or homosexual. Well, that's different. But I mean, nothing wrong with him being bisexual or something. But I don't, if he's acting like a baby, that's pretty immature. But some people like that. You know, some guys and girls, they like to be babied. And it's strange. Hobosexual. Oh. Oh, I see. So he's kind of like leeching off of people. Oh, Kiva. Hey, Kiva, how are you? Can't wait for the future spouse reading about the circumstances about how we meet them. Oh, is it currently winning? I like to look at the winners by Monday, and hopefully it wins. Yeah, hobosexual is that's kind of sad. This person needs to stand on their own. What's crazy? I got the Nine of Pentacles. He does need to stand on his own. But he's older, like 40 though. and he doesn't know what he wants. Yeah. There's some people like that where they're completely lost in the world. They depend on everyone around them. And I think it's okay to depend on people, but only if you have a plan to do your own thing and you're working towards that. You know what I mean? Like at 40, I'm not saying that every 40-year-old who's depending on people is a bum, because there's different circumstances, but for sure, like if they're not actively working to build stability and a strong foundation for themselves and stand on their own 2 feet, then that's questionable behavior. Like you have to be building towards something. Zay's question, how should I move next month as far as career and finances? Oh, we got the Knight of Swords. Okay, let me shuffle this a little bit more. We have the Page of Swords. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. All right. So I'm going to read this one for finances. And from what Veronica's on his deck, I mean, to be fair, he deserves it. For finances, I like these cards because it does represent having some leeway and some experimentation. There aren't any pentacles here. So it's not about creating a solid financial plan right away if you don't already have one, but it's more about sort of going with the flow of it. It's a little bit more organic when you have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. And what I mean by that is the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords can make some financial decisions that are very much in the moment. You know, they're very much like, my friend invited me to go to some concert, so last minute, so I'm going to buy a ticket, right? Very much like I don't have a fund specifically for, you know, activities and etc. like a Pinnacle place person would have. I'm just going to use that money for that. And I think what this is trying to say is this is all about information gathering. So right now, you're in the stages of understanding your financial habits, which is what the swords are always about. Is understanding why you make certain financial decisions, and then even going back and reflecting as to what could you have done differently, you know? So it's less being strict and I need to stick to this plan and this budget and this thing. This month is all about giving yourself the leeway to understand what is comfortable for you in terms of lifestyle and in terms of spending. And then we get to the Wheel of Fortune. Once you've gathered all that information and understanding how much you're spending versus how much you're making, then the cards are like saying, okay, it's time to sort of make some changes, right? And to have a fuller picture of what is going to help you reach certain financial goals. When we have the Wheel of Fortune, we know that it's all about making changes for the positive. Ideally, there's probably some goal in mind when it comes to this shift. It's not just shifting just to change, but it's saying once you have an understanding of your own financial habits, doesn't have to be super in depth because we have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, but just, you know, a basic understanding of how you spend, what you spend it on, how much you make, what's going out, what's going in. Then it's time to enact a sort of plan and make some adjustments. So that is sort of the vibe of what the cards are trying to say in terms of finances this month. But one thing I will say about the Wheel of Fortune is it's not too strict. It's about freedom. And so the cards do want you to make space in your financial budget to have some leeway and to have some freedom this month, you know, or this upcoming month, as I should say. They want you to explore and enjoy life. And so keeping that in mind as you move through the month, and as you get towards the end of the month and you try to decide how much money you need to spend to have that freedom, or how much money you need to make to have that freedom, that's going to help you build your choices as well as your career in the future. So let's pull some cards for career and how you should move next month when it comes to your career. We have the Star. Yeah, he made me mad. I'm sorry, Veronica, that you're going through that. Some men can be so frustrating. You'll definitely find someone better. Zay says, literally me. Yeah, hold on. The World. Okay. And one last card. The Knight of Wands. So how you should move in your career this month, you should move like you are that girl, that you have everything you need to succeed in life, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. When we have this combination of cards, is it focusing? There we go. When we have that combination of cards of the Star, the World, and the Knight of Wands, this is all about stepping into confidence, knowing that you are valuable, you have something to bring, that you're successful. And I love when we have the Star and the World, because it's showing that you should keep a hopeful attitude, especially if you're not in the place that you want to be career-wise, towards your future, and just to know that you can achieve your goal. The thing I love about the Knight of Wands is the Knight of Wands, he takes initiative. He takes action. He doesn't wait for opportunities. He pushes for them. And if there's not any work or anything to do, he'll create work, or he'll create things to do. You know, he's someone who's going to ensure that his value is known. He's putting himself out there. Knight of Wands loves to follow his passion, loves to follow what sets his heart ablaze. So if you have something in mind that is bringing you fulfillment, bringing you passion, focus on that. The cards are saying that they want you to implement those new ideas or projects or whatever creative outlets that you have been thinking about. They say go for it 100% and have that confidence that you will be successful. For sure. Like, I think this is a spread that is saying that you're someone who can achieve the things that you want to in this life. And long as you keep sort of headstrong and going towards it and putting in the work and being open to changes or transformations. I say that because we have the World and the Knight of Wands, and the World is representing of endings and beginnings, and the Knight of Wands is all about experimentation, new ideas, new circumstances, new actions, and things along the lines of that. So being open to change, being open to transformation, being open to try new things. If you have an idea, go for it. Like, for example, I just saw a video of some woman saying that she had an idea for a painting to put lights in the painting. And that obviously changed her life because she ended up selling, I think, that for like 50 grand or something like that. But if you have a new idea, go for it. If you have a sort of job or avenue that you've always wanted to go towards, start going towards that, or build the skills in that area that will bring about success for you. Okay. For example, like if you see a bunch of jobs that they're looking for these qualities, and these qualities, start building those qualities, start building those skill sets. And hey to everyone. Hey, Rebecca. But I really feel as though keep your confidence, keep positive, stay focused. Don't mind if you get a bit distracted. It's okay to experiment and go off into different areas a little bit. But for the most part, follow your heart when it comes to your career. Follow what brings you fulfillment and what brings you passion. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't succeed. So Kiva wrote something. Hold on. Let me scroll up a bit. How do I get this thing from stop showing? There we go. I wish it will win. I don't like the rose-colored glasses readings where everyone meets you and falls in love with you at first glance, and then they provide for you day one and they have no issues. I have seen some readings like that. They feel like just delusional videos, and all the future partners they describe are with no flaws, and they have the same archetype of rich, handsome, smart with no drama. Yeah, I can see that. Yes, Rebecca, I am doing readings right now. I just finished up Zay's reading, and I understand what you mean, Kiba. There are a lot of readings that can focus too much on the positive things within a relationship, but realistically, all relationships, you get sick of people. Like, if I'm in a relationship with someone, they're going to get sick of me at some point, and not like permanently, but there's going to be days that they might be, oh, you get on my nerves. Can I get a reading? Yes. Just let me know if you want to pay through PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Anyone can receive a reading, but these are paid readings. So just letting you guys know, it's $5 for yes or no, $10 for in-depth questions. But yes, as I was saying with Kiva, I do see that a lot. And I think there's a lot of pressure to tell people what they want to hear as a reader, or even just as a content creator in general. Because people can feel discouraged to know that they might have to deal with future problems or issues within a relationship. But I think that's just reality, right? If you keep in mind the planets from an astrological perspective, because this is AstroTarotResearch, if you keep in mind the planet that is exalted in the sign of marriage, it's Saturn, right? The planet of hardship, duty, responsibility. It's the one planet that Venus is like rolling out the red carpet for. Because when it comes to marriage, marriage is for people who are disciplined. Marriage is for people who work hard. Marriage is for people who are practical. Marriage is for people who are committed. It's not easy. I mean, if you've ever had a Saturn transit, you know how difficult it is, right? And we've all had Saturn transits. So that's the vibe of marriage. It's hard. It's a reality check. Yep, the creator of existence itself loves humans, and yet you cannot mention the name to humans because they get uncomfortable, hostile, reinterpreting Jesus. Weird. Okay, I don't know what this comment means. So I don't know what that means. Yeah, I would prefer an honest reading, like, will you not find them attractive, but they will be a solid friend and you will fall in love with them. That can happen, right? I've definitely seen people who have said that that felt like a bot. Yeah, I think so too. That was obviously someone who who had some sort of bot in there. I know bots go into lives. I heard that a lot happened during the pandemic too, where people would send bots into lives, and especially on like group meetups and stuff. But you're right. That's a common thing. I've seen so many stories, particularly of women who will say that they didn't find their husband attractive at first, but then they liked their personality, and so they became more attracted to them. And I definitely know women particularly like that. Like, everyone's different, right? You have certain people who they have to be attracted at first, or it's never going to work. And then you have certain people who can grow into attraction, and that works. So that depends on the person. There's men like that too. I don't think men openly talk about their feelings as much. And also, I don't think it would be received well if men openly said that, hey, I wasn't attracted to, so and so at first. And it doesn't have to be between straight couples. It could be any couple, gay, whatever. But I don't think it would go over as well if a man or another woman said that about a woman. I think a lot of women would be offended. But I may close out now because it has been an hour. Time has flown by. Beauty and the Beast is one. I want to try that again because I'm shocked. I'm going to put Beauty and the Beast up against different movies, different Disney movies. Maybe I'll throw in some modern ones. I chose the classics, but we're going to try some modern ones. I think, isn't a new Lilo and Stitch out, like a live action version? Or is that coming out? I saw it being promoted like a month or two ago. Okay, Zay says, thank you so much, Brandy. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night and have a good weekend. I wish the same for you too, Zay. You too, Kiba, Marlon, Rebecca, if you're still here. And I'm making sure, Veronica, anyone who stopped by tonight, I'm wishing you a great night. And even if you didn't stop by tonight, I'm still wishing you a great night. I will see you guys next week. Who knows when the live will be scheduled? I'll post a time by Tuesday night. As usual, don't forget to check out the polls. I think I have it scheduled for Wednesday. This poll's a little bit different. I'm not talking about readings next. I'm just getting your thoughts on certain things. And the reading will be out Thursday as always. And that's that. That is all I have to say. Bye.